Okay, picture this. It's a beautiful summer morning. I'm getting dressed for the day, and I reach for a pair of my denim shorts, something I do most days in the summertime. And then I make the mistake of walking past my full length mirror and I stop dead in my tracks. Why? Not because they didn't fit, not because I didn't like the shorts, but because my brain decided to have a full on committee meeting about my legs. They're too pale, they have too much cellulite. Let's be honest, they're just too much of what my body actually looks like now, and I had a little mental freak out. So, what did I do? Well, I stupidly put the shorts back. And then I grabbed a pair of jeans in the middle of freaking July. Now, if you live in Pennsylvania, you know in the middle of July, it's usually about 100 degrees and humid as hell. So, apparently, I decided that being hot, sweaty, and annoyed all day was way better than letting someone maybe notice my legs. So was I being ridiculous? Of course I was. But is this also relatable? Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing. In that moment, I realized something very important. I was giving more power to imaginary opinions than I was giving to my own damn comfort. And that's when I decided, never again. Because I remember that day vividly. And I did come home hot and sweaty and way more irritable than I should have. So now, if I want to wear shorts, I wear the damn shorts. If I want to wear capri jeans, I wear them. Even if my kid says I look like a mom. Hello, I am a mom. My kid can have opinions, but listen, I can also have knees. We both survive. It's all good. So, that moment, that was the shift for me. Because that's the thing about midlife. You start seeing it, right? All the rules you've been quietly following like they were yours, even though nobody actually handed them to you. Cover this, hide that, tone it down, dress your age, blah, blah, blah. And you don't even question it. You just adjust. And sometimes you shrink. And you overthink a pair of shorts in your own damn bedroom. Until one day you don't. And that's where this starts. Today we're talking about what you actually want to wear. And why not a single made-up rule gets to decide whether you feel comfortable in your own damn body. Let's go. Welcome to the Love Your Naked Ass podcast, the Midlife Rebellion edition. I'm your host, Kimberly Riggins, health and life coach, holistic nutritionist, and your go-to bullshit detector for all things midlife. If you've ever rolled your eyes at the phrase aging gracefully, you're my kind of rebel. Because midlife isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up, speaking up, and maybe flipping a few tables along the way. So grab your coffee or your cocktail. I'm not here to judge. It's time we raise some hell, laugh a little, and love our naked asses again. Let's do this. Okay, let's jump right in. So where do these crazy-ass rules come from anyway? I want to start here because I think it actually matters. Because these rules did not come out of nowhere. They came from a culture that has spent a very long time telling women, especially older women, to take up less space. Be quieter, be smaller, be less. And somewhere along those lines, fashion became one of the sneakiest ways to deliver that message. Cover your arms because your arms are something to be ashamed of. Stick to neutrals because, God forbid, bold colors, they're attention-seeking and you're too old to want attention. Cut your hair because long hair on older women is trying too hard. Dress your age because whatever you wore at 35 is no longer available to you. Every single one of these rules have the same message underneath it. Shrink. Disappear. Be appropriate. And I have exactly zero interest in any of that. Here's what I know about midlife women. For most of us, we are more ourselves now than we have ever been. We know what we like, and we certainly know what we don't like. We've stopped pretending to be comfortable when we're not, and we've stopped pretending to be just fine. So why in the hell would we apply any of that clarity to everything else in our lives except about how we dress? Now, I already told you my jean short story, but what you need to know is I've never been a rule follower. Ask anyone who knows me. I've always done things my own way, worn what I wanted, regardless of what fashion era we're in, and I've said what I thought. That's not new information. But even I, on that day, stood in my bedroom and put the shorts back. Because somewhere in the back of my brain, that rule was living rent-free. That legs had to look a certain way. That cellulite should be hidden. That pale is just not a vibe. Now, I didn't consciously believe any of that, but I acted like I did. And that's the thing about these rules. They don't announce themselves. They just quietly influence your decisions when you're standing in front of your closet at 7 a.m. and not fully awake yet. Like I told you, I wore the jeans and I was freaking miserable. I thought about it all day and then I got super pissed. Not at myself, but at that rule. Because the rule was garbage. My legs work. My legs are super strong. My legs have carried me through cancer, bankruptcy, grief, and every other early morning workout and every hard thing I've ever done. My legs get to wear the damn shorts. So this is when I started paying attention. So where else was I making choices based on a rule that I never agreed to? Thankfully, turns out not too many places, but the places I found mattered. I'm not trying to blow up everything for the sake of it. What we're trying to do is figure out what is actually yours and what maybe belongs to somebody else. So let's go through them. Let's go through some of these rules that may be taking up space in your brain unnecessarily. No shorts or miniskirts after a certain age. We already covered this one, right? Wear the damn shorts. Wear the freaking miniskirt. Nobody's policing your knees but you. Cover your arms. Why? Because they're not 25 anymore? That seems ridiculous. Your arms carry grocery bags and babies and whatever else life handed you. They do not need a cardigan over them at all times. So wear the sleeveless top. Hell, go sleeveless in January if you want. I don't care. No bold colors. Stick to neutrals. This one actually made me laugh out loud. Because the reasoning is always that bold colors draw attention and mature women shouldn't want attention. Says who? Wear the red. Wear the cobalt blue. Hell, wear the color that makes you feel like yourself when you put it on. Color's not a privilege reserved for younger women. It's a choice available to every person with eyes who can see it. No leather after a certain age. Leather is a fabric. It doesn't expire. So if you love the leather jacket, wear the leather jacket. The end. Dress your age. This is one of my favorite ones to dismantle because nobody can even define it. What does dressing your age mean at 52? How about 45, 47, 38, or 61? Is there a difference? Is there a different fashion capsule for the age you're in? It means nothing. It's literally a rule designed to make you feel like you are always doing something wrong. You're always too young or too old. You never can be just right. So listen, dress for your life. Dress for your body right now. Dress for whatever makes you feel good when you look in the mirror. That literally is the only rule that counts. And of course, the hair contradiction. Here's a good one. Cut your hair short after 50 because long hair is trying to make you look young. But also, don't cut it too short because short hair ages you. So which one is it? Because right now, both rules exist at the same time, aimed at the same women. Which sort of tells you everything you need to know about who's making these rules and why. Wear your hair however you want. Long, short, shaved on the sides, multicolored, gray, blonde, brown, whatever works for you. It's attached to your head and you get to decide. Now, I wish I could say fashion gets all the attention, but honestly, there are some beauty rules that are just as exhausting. My favorite. No bold lipstick after 50. I think the first time I heard someone say that was my grandmother when I was a teen. And she told me to wear it now because when you get older, you're not allowed to wear it late. And I thought that was hilarious, and I never quite remembered it until now. Apparently, red lipstick ages you, and bold color bleeds into your lines. Everyone says, be more subtle, wear more neutral colors. But stay with me here. If you love red lipstick, wear the red lipstick. A bold lip is not a sign of trying too hard. It's a sign you know what you like. And you put it on your face in the morning. That's it. Who cares? Heavy eye makeup ages you. Okay, maybe it does. Or maybe it makes you feel like yourself. Does it really matter? Those are two very different conversations, and one of them is yours to have, and the other one doesn't matter. Listen, I personally wear natural makeup, not because someone told me that's what I should be doing. I've been doing that for probably the last 20 years. This is what works for me. I don't like makeup. First of all, I don't really know how to apply it, and I don't like to look made up. That's a personal preference. I like simple and easy, probably because I'm a little lazy when it comes to this kind of stuff. The natural look appeals to me. I can get in and out of the bathroom in 5 minutes. But that doesn't mean that's the rule and that should be for everybody. That means that's what works for me. There is really a massive difference between choosing something because it's yours and choosing it because someone told you to. Go gray gracefully. Yes, I really want to talk about this one because I have real feelings about this. I personally think gray hair is sexy. I genuinely do. And I am working towards this. My hairdresser is probably so annoyed with me because every time I go get my roots done, we talk about this. But the truth is, I'm not quite there yet. I'm not ready for the dark demarcation line. I have this really light silver gray that comes in, and I just don't have the patience to grow it out just yet. It's a process, and I decided I'm doing it on my own timeline, not because a magazine told me that gray is distinguished or elegant, and not because they told me gray hair makes me look old. It's my choice, my hair. Here's what gracefully actually means to me. On my own terms, in my own time, for my own reasons. And it should mean the same for you as well. And last but not least, less is more after 50. Less is more if less is what you want. And more is more if more is what you want. It's that simple. So wear the statement earrings, wear the full face of makeup, wear the minimal everything. Just do what you want. The only rule you should be listening to is the one that says, I feel great when you walk out the door. So, here's the actual framework I want you to take away from this episode. Not a rule, but a question. So when you get dressed in the morning, when you reach for something and then you put it back, ask yourself this. Am I putting this back because it doesn't feel right to me? Or am I putting it back because I heard someone else's voice in my head telling me I shouldn't do it or I shouldn't wear it? Those are two completely different reasons. One belongs to you and one belongs to a rule you never agreed to follow. Like I said, I wear natural makeup because it feels like me. That's mine. I almost didn't wear the shorts because of what someone might think. That was also mine. The goal is not to rebel against everything. The goal is to know the difference. Wear what makes you feel strong. Wear what makes you feel like yourself. Wear what makes you look in the mirror and think, yeah, that's me. And then put back what doesn't. Not because the rules said so, because you said so. So your action step this week is really simple. Open your closet and find one thing you've been avoiding wearing because of a rule you never consciously agreed to. The shorts, the bold color, the sleeveless top, the red lipstick, the leather jacket, whatever it is, and wear it this week. Not for anyone else, but for you. And notice what happens. Not what anyone says, but what you feel. Because I promise you, it is not going to be what the rule told you it would be. So here's what I want you to remember. The rules were never about helping you. They were always about making you feel smaller, more manageable, less visible. And you've spent enough of your life making yourself smaller. So wear the damn shorts. Wear the bold lipstick. Wear the leather jacket and the sleeveless top and the color that makes you feel alive. Go gray when you're ready on your timeline, not theirs. Wear natural makeup because you love it, not because someone told you it was an appropriate choice for your age. Do it on your own terms, because that's what this whole thing is about. Not the clothes, not the makeup, the decision that you, and only you, gets to decide what belongs on your body. That is the rebellion, and that is the whole damn point. Okay, next week we're talking about something that trips up almost every midlife woman I know, macros. And before you roll your eyes or have a flashback to weighing your chicken on a food scale at 6 a.m., stay with me here. I am not macro obsessed. I never have been. And I do not think you need to be either. But understanding what you are putting in your body and why it matters counts. That is not diet culture. That's information. And I believe that information is what changes everything. So we're not talking about extremes. You don't need a food scale. We're just going to have a real conversation about fueling your body in a way that actually supports your energy, your muscles, and your hormones. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And if today's episode resonated, please share it with a woman who needs to hear it. Because she's out there right now, standing in her bedroom, putting the shorts back. Tell her to wear the damn shorts. I'll talk to you next week. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Love Your Naked Ass podcast, the Midlife Rebellion edition. If you're loving the show, be sure to smash that subscribe button, drop a rating, or leave a review. Because we're not here to tweak the old narrative. We're here to torch it, rewrite it, and make damn sure every woman knows midlife is her prime. Don't forget to join me on Substack at Rebel Midlife, where we get raw, real, and a little rebellious about what it means to thrive in this chapter. I'm Kimberly Riggins, signing off with this reminder: midlife isn't a crisis, it's your comeback story. Catch you next time, Rebel.